Let's wrap up the lectures for this particular thought primer by taking these new fancy skills we've been discussing for a test drive. Let's see how effectively we can distinguish arguments from non-arguments. So here are 5-6 passages for you. Some of them are arguments. I wonder which ones. What I want you to do is to figure that out. Okay, look to see which of these passages is attempting to prove that something is the case by providing reasons and evidence for believing it so. And when you identify an argument, see if you can figure out what the conclusion is and what the premises are being offered in support of that conclusion. And when you're ready to check your work, go ahead and restart the video and we'll take a look at these passages together. All right. The ones in green are arguments, so half of them are arguments, and the ones in reds are non-arguments. So if you look at the first passage, you should remember the following if you want to do well in Phil 12. Read the book, do your thought primers, watch the lectures, and take notes. There's no claim being made there that something is the case. It's just sort of offering you some advice in the form of a conditional statement. If you want to do well in Phil 12, do these things. If you don't want to do well in Phil 12, then maybe you don't do those things. But I'm not saying that you should do these things or that you want to do well in Phil 12. It's just saying, hey, you should remember the following if you want to do well in Phil 12. Now, the second one sometimes trips people up into thinking it's an argument, but it's not. Okay, polls suggest that a majority of Americans believe that same-sex marriage should be legal because they believe same-sex couples are fundamentally similar to opposite-sex couples and deserve the same rights. Not an argument, an explanation. This is why people believe this, but it's not providing any evidence that they actually do believe that. But the next passage is providing that evidence, right? Polls suggest that a majority of Americans believe same-sex marriage should be legal because the Washington Post and New York Times both conducted polls that showed 55 to 58% of Americans believe same-sex marriage should be legal, okay? So those poll statistics are being offered to you as evidence or reason to believe that the claim being made about what Americans believe is actually true by polling data, okay? Now, this fourth passage, not an argument, maybe true, but it's not attempting to prove that anything is the case. A good partner always possesses 3 qualities: honesty, loyalty, and trustworthiness. Maybe we could turn that into an argument by offering reasons to believe that a good partner does in fact always possess those qualities. What are the reasons for believing that? Then we would have an argument. But right now we don't have an argument. We just have a list of qualities that someone is claiming are essential to being a good partner. Next passage, 2 passages are both arguments, and they are making the same argument. They're just doing it in a little bit of a different way, okay? So in the first argument, we have the claim coming first. Jane is a good partner. Then we have the reason being offered in support of that claim coming, because she is honest, loyal, and trustworthy. And in the second formulation of this argument, we have the premise coming first. Jane is honest, loyal, and trustworthy. Therefore, that's evidence that she is a good partner. All right, so I wonder how many of those you got right. I bet you got all of them right. Awesome. All right, so in the next video, I'm just going to show you what exactly you now need to do that you're done with these lectures so that you get full credit for your thought primer.